Hi Vibrant Souls, welcome or welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, this is Vibrant Soul Tarot and I'm super excited and grateful that you are joining me today. Whether you are returning or this is your first time, welcome all. So today's pick a card reading, we are looking at what is going to be changing for you or what changes are going to be entering your life. I'm pretty excited about this topic. They could be anything from things in your physical reality to things within yourself. We're going to be just getting as much information as we can about what is changing or what is happening for you, whether it's the next season of your life or you're just feeling the urge for some changes. Now, I do want to say too that if you are obviously here and listening to this intro, I would just trust that there are definite changes going to be happening for you and that you're meant to be here for a reason. And another thing I want to say too is that this is also a timeless reading, so it doesn't matter when I post it. It could be anytime after, it could be like years after the post date. Just whenever it finds you is when it is aligned for you and when you're meant to see it, okay? So that's pretty much it. We're going to get into the pile selections now so we can hurry up and get into your reading, which I can't wait for. Feel free to pick the pile that you feel most drawn to. You can pick from the card or you can pick from the little leaf or flower that we have here. It's your process. You can do whatever it is that you feel. If you feel drawn to multiple piles, there may be multiple messages or multiple things changing for you, or maybe different sides that you need to see. You can follow that as well. If you want to listen to all of them, if that's what you feel drawn to, then that's just what you feel drawn to, right? Just trust yourself. Okay. So these are the three piles, and each card is a representation from a different deck of the Wheel of Fortune card. So I'm going to show you each one so you can kind of get a closer look and see if there's anything that calls out to you, maybe any signs, synchronicities, or you just feel like you want to choose that one too. So this is going to be the card and the leaf for pile number one. We have this yellow leaf here. And this is the Wheel of Fortune card. This is the card for pile number one. Okay. Excuse my dog barking in the background. I don't know if you can hear it, but oh well. This is the card for pile number two. We have this brown and yellow leaf. And this one is interpreted as the maze in this deck for their Wheel of Fortune card. Trying to hold it steady for you guys. So that is for pile number two. Last but not least, the card for pile number three is this one. And we have this sunflower here for pile number three. Okay. So like I said, just pick which one or ones you feel most drawn to. If you need more time, you can pause the video here. Take as much time as you need. When you do have your pile or piles selected, I will post the timestamps for each one in the description box below for your convenience. Feel free to check out any additional information in the description box, like your channeled songs, which is kind of just like an add-on to each pile, each reading. If you have any questions for me, you can skim the description box. It may or may not be answered, obviously depending on your question. Feel free to comment your question if you would like an answer, and I'll try my best to get back to you in a timely manner. I am only human, of course, though. And what else? Oh, if you're wondering the names of any of the decks that will be used in this reading, that's in the description box too. Just stuff like that. So that's pretty much it. I can't wait to see what changes are coming for you or what's going to be happening for you in your reading. So I will see you guys at the pile or piles that you choose. Bye. Hi pile one, welcome to your reading. If you chose this Wheel of Fortune card or the yellow leaf, you found the right place. So we are looking at what is going to be changing for you quite soon at the time that you're coming across this reading. This is a timeless reading too, so just whenever you find it is whenever you are about to experience these changes. Some of you may have already been experiencing some of these changes when you come across this reading as well. Just depends. But whenever it finds you is when it's meant to find you for whatever those reasons are, okay? So I hope you guys are doing well. We are going to just jump right in. If you're new here though, I do normally like to set the intention and invite spirit in. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Spirit, if you could please tune me in to my pile one's collective energy and the collective messages here for my pile one about what is going to be changing for them. May we offer them any advice on what they need to know about these changes or anything that they need to hear at this time regarding these changes and regarding their circumstances in their life in general, please and thank you, Spirit. Okay. I'm a little stuffy today, so excuse me if you can hear that. I want to not drop this deck all over because it's really big and hard to shuffle, but I also want to pull a couple cards from this deck to get an overall energy or an overall view of like what is actually changing for you. So Spirit, can you give us some insights about what is changing here for my pile one? What changes are they going to be experiencing? What changes are my pile ones going to be experiencing here, Spirit? What changes for my pile one? Okay, so these are very similar to each other in the message. Bottom of the deck here, we have haystack, which is karma. You will reap what you have sown. So we have the Bull card coming out. Do not back down from opposition. Show strength and fortitude. And the Camel card, persevere and you will overcome any problem. This is there's a reason why they both are very similar. They're basically, if you are currently going through anything right now, if you have certain obstacles, maybe you're going through a breakup, maybe you're trying to create more abundance for yourself, more money, these are saying that you are definitely going to be the one who is creating this change in your life, and you are definitely going to be successful in this. So any kind of challenges, or like it says, any sort of opposition, Spirit saying to not back down. There's actually the light at the end of the tunnel. There's actually a reward there for you. And when I say reward, it means that you're not gonna have to keep going through this altogether. And like an example would be like if you own a business and your business is kind of, it's a little slow, you know, and you're kind of worried about what's happening. This message is saying to keep steady on that path because it will work out in the end, and you just have to persevere, and then you will overcome this phase of your life. So it's quite interesting now that I'm thinking about it, since this is a reading on what is changing for you. I think that, you know, the hard times or anything that you may be going through right now, like I said, it even could be like a breakup. This is a generating, so just take what resonates for you. But anything that you guys are currently going through right now is going to come to an end. Okay? And it will get better. Or maybe it will be easier. And if you have been putting in efforts, I believe this haystack, this karma, you will reap what you have sown. Like if you have been putting in efforts, or at least trying, or at least showing up for yourself in any way, even if that's just getting out of bed that day or whatever it is, you know, you will see, like we said, the light at the end of the tunnel. Actually, as I was saying that, there's clouds that are like coming this, or in my mind it looks like I'm like explaining a still drawing. They're going this way. It's a freaking still drawing, but you get what I'm saying. It looks like they're shifting and they're moving and the sun is coming out. At least that's how I'm seeing it, specifically in regards to this reading. We have strong emotions, passionate love or hate, and then underneath that we have discord among friends or family with the mice. Yeah, so any sort of like problems or anything right now, that's actually going to be eventually shifting in your favor. Do not knock your own power of creation as well too. Like I was getting a very strong message here for you that you are actually going to be creating this change. Perseverance is key in this. So let's get a little bit more information about this. That was kind of like the general overview, but it does look like these issues or problems or like any sort of opposition is going to be changing. It's going to be leaving, which I do like that. Okay, Spirit, what is changing for pile one? Ooh, we have the 8 of Pentacles, and we have the Ace of Pentacles. This definitely gives very much work and money vibes. So I would say your finances are definitely going to be changing. It kind of feels like any sort of efforts that you've been putting in for something, or if there's just something that you've kind of been doing long term, it doesn't even have to be specifically work, but if you've been waiting for some sort of breakthrough, if you've been waiting for an opportunity, if you've been waiting for something to change, this is definitely the sign that that is going to be changing for you, for the better, of course, here too. I love that we both have, oh, I love how this Eight of Pentacles card looks. It almost reminds me of the Nine of Pentacles, where the woman is sitting there with like all of her efforts, all of her hard work, and she's like basking in it. That's what it kind of looks like in this card as well. So, and she's like even holding, I feel like this would be like this Ace of Pentacles card right here. She's like holding it and she's smiling, and I feel like she's really proud of everything that she's gone through, or like at least everything that she's created. The Eight of Pentacles represents hard work sometimes though, and it represents us crafting something, or even it can represent us like perfecting a skill, right? Like if we have a skill and like we put in effort and we work, we can become really efficient at it. We can become really good at it. And so whatever it is, it feels like there's lots of accomplishments behind this woman's smile and things like that. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is kind of like a new beginning or a new seed planted. A lot of the time it can be like a gift from the universe. So maybe another thing that's changing is like eventually you will start to be receiving like almost like receiving rewards for your efforts. And I think that that is something that is important to be reminded of, especially if we are going through challenges, even if it's financial or just personal and things like that. It is a good reminder that, you know, things do change. The season will eventually move forward, and where you felt like there was lack, you will have all of that replaced, or you will have a sense of abundance here. But let's get some more tarot so we can get a deeper story. I just want to get as much information for you as possible. That's pretty much it. Okay, so changes for you. We have the Nine of Swords. What is changing here? We have the Alchemist card. I love that. Okay. So clarifying the Eight of Pentacles. We have the Star. Already there's, no, there's two. For some reason I was thinking there's a lot of major arcanas here. They just seem very major to me. Okay, clarifying the Ace of Pentacles, or the Ace of Coins here, Spirit. We have the Wise One, which is another major arcana, and it is the Hierophant. Clarifying the Nine of Swords here. We have the Two of Wands. Clarifying the Alchemist, which I believe this is the Temperance. Yeah, it's the number 14, so it's the Temperance. We have the Page of Swords. Bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Cups. Two pages here make me think of, again, like development, and so does the Hierophant. So this is what I'm seeing. I feel like it almost feels like there's going to be some sort of faith restored here with whatever it is that you've been putting an effort in, or like your work, your studies, your advancements, or maybe just your life in general. It kind of feels like you're going to get a shift in perspective almost, to where you're like, okay, wait, this is actually working. And then you're like, oh, so it wasn't all for nothing, or I can actually see the future now. I can actually see myself being able to do this, see myself being able to receive this. And with the Hierophant here and the Ace of Pentacles, there's a tremendous amount of knowledge and experience that is going to be under your belt because of this, which is actually going to help you so much in the future as well. And I feel like that's one of the things that is in this perspective shift, and what is changing for you is that you're realizing like, okay, wait, now that I know that, I'm able to adapt, or now that I know this, I'm able to maneuver, or I'm able to create. And it's also, I'm hearing that it's going to get a hell of a lot easier for you in this, because of all of the things that you're learning, all of the knowledge that you're accumulating. And maybe for some of you with the Ace of Pentacles and the Hierophant here, you could actually transition or be like offered, like if this is a job, you could actually be offered like a raise or a promotion. I was looking for the word. I was like, what is this word? Like a promotion. Like you may actually be somebody that in this field or in this journey that people actually call upon or ask upon, or you know, like you could be in charge as well. And if this is something that you've been creating too, maybe you have a lot of knowledge, even though the Hierophant could be like spiritual knowledge, it can also represent lessons. So maybe you have a little bit of both, and you have like all of this like under your belt that is actually really helpful and actually makes a lot of sense when you get to this phase and you look back and you're like, oh, wait, I kind of needed to learn that, because like now that I know, I can help other people, or like it helps me. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like there's levels to this, there's steps to this, and one of the changes is that you're advancing in this, and all of this like we were talking about, knowledge and things like that are accumulating for you, which is going to be tremendously helpful. It kind of feels like any of these challenges or anything that you're having to push through, it definitely has a divine purpose and it has a reason. And you're gonna be like, I'm picturing somebody like, once you've like hit these changes, or once it's kind of all happened and like, or it's been like said and done, like you're able to like sit and like take a breath and really reflect on it and start to see the reasoning and start to see why, and all of the things that you may even be questioning, like, you know, or in the recent past or right now, like you may be like, what the heck, why is this happening, what's the point of this? You're definitely going to be seeing that for yourself. Another thing with the Nine of Swords and the Two of Wands, I definitely feel like it's going to get a lot easier and you're going to have a lot more peace of mind when it comes to whatever it is that you decide, or maybe even this plan or your plan for life or whatever. And actually Spirit's saying your outlook on this. When you're looking out and you're like thinking about what's next, what decisions to make, what should I do, all of those worries and all of the things that have been like kind of maybe boggling you down or plaguing you, like, because this can represent stress and anxiety, you're going to start to see it differently. They're going to start to dissipate. And also it's like shifting your outlook on this. So instead of like a worry, fear mindset, you're looking at it now as like something that you can tackle, something that you can accomplish, something that you can definitely do because you have done it. It just starts to get clearer, starts to get better. And another thing that could just be changing is the way that you think about yourself and the way that you think about how you go about this world, what you can achieve, what you can achieve, what you can do, what you can't do. Like a lot of this seems to be fueling you from the inside out as well. There could be changes within your own self-esteem. And like I was talking about a little bit before, like your own capabilities and what I'm also hearing like almost like what you're wanting from life too. It kind of feels like there's more confidence here when you set out. And that could actually like trickle down to other aspects and other areas of your life. Like it kind of feels like something that you're going through when you is very important right now for your like development. And these are like lessons that you're going to take with you probably for the rest of your life. And with the Page of Swords here and the Alchemist, it kind of feels like you're just I want to say I'm hearing from Spirit, I was going to say like you're learning like your own process. You're learning your own way on how to do stuff, how to go about things. and you're no longer like comparing yourself too much to other people. But Spirit's also saying like there's also a little bit of an appreciation here. Like you're able to take some time, be patient. You won't feel so rushed, and you won't feel like a lot of pressure. And the Page of Swords I'm hearing is representing your adaptability. And also you're recognizing that, you know, good things take time. Like the Page of Swords is like, you know, you may be learning a new skill at this point, you know, like at the end of everything and stuff. And you're like, okay, well now I'm going to give myself time and patience because I know my process. Yeah. And it's like you've kind of really turned a situation that maybe wasn't the easiest or wasn't also in your favor into something that works really well for you with this alchemizing type of energy. And there's also things that you're alchemizing within you. Like I said, this could just, like we were talking about transformation and like your money and stuff, but there's also a lot of inner work and inner like alchemizing that's coming through here too. A lot of healing and stuff. And with the Page of Swords, you're definitely able to see that and learn from that and grow from that. There's just a hell of a lot of like development. That was like the first thing that I was feeling with these pages here too. I was like, oh yeah, when there's pages, like there's a lots of room for growth. Oh, right when I cut it, we have step into your power and open up to change. So what is a message here, Spirit, for what is changing for pile 1? What is like a piece of information, a piece of advice, something that they need to know about these changes? Bottom of the deck, we have New Moon in Aquarius. Open up to change. Ooh, we have the last quarter moon in Capricorn. Leave the past behind. This feels like almost with that card, it kind of feels like the energy of a fresh start too. But like with this, it kind of feels like the energy that I was getting with the tarot was that like you're going to be able to reflect on the past in a positive light. And this is the energy of like releasing anything from the past that is holding you back. So these could be like old wounds. They could be like old versions of yourself, how you see yourself, like old beliefs, old constructs and things like that. But then with this new moon in Aquarius, with this open up to change, it's like you're different now. And so it's going to work out differently. You know, your life is going to work out differently, or has the opportunity to show you how different it can get and how much it can possibly change. And sometimes when we've like relived the same days over and over again, or the, you know, the same challenges, or even like our childhood wounds and things like that, it feels like it's never going to change. It feels like it's going to be like this forever. You're never going to get there. Or like sometimes we feel like we're running on this treadmill, right? And so like we're running and running and running and we're not actually getting anywhere. And Spirit saying like that's not actually the case, but there's something here that you're like needing to actually believe about what you can change, about what can actually happen for you, even if it is something that's like beyond your own imagination. That's kind of where our past can limit us too. Like we only pull from past experiences or what we've known. And so when we step into the unknown, specifically when it comes to change, it's really hard to predict. It's really hard to predict, and that can make us a little uneasy. That can make us want to hold on to, you know, the old, or like the only things that we have, you know, the only things that we know, or cling to old comforts, whether that's habits or situations, people, things like that. But once you kind of recognize that change is inevitable for you and it's possible and you can do it, then you will start moving differently. And that's something that I think is happening for you as well. Like you're going to start moving differently, which is going to start getting different results for you in your life. For some of you, you could just be healing a lot of like, I want to say, because of the cards too, I want to almost say like you could be healing like old money wounds or old mindsets around work and things like that. And it just feels like lots of old limitations. Oh, I have a deck that I don't have near me though, but I kind of want to get it. Let's get this guidebook. Oh, right when I open it, it's Embrace the Flow of Life. Let's see. I love the messages in these decks. They're very helpful. So we're gonna see what it says here for you. Oops, I just passed it. Okay. Something is standing between what you want and how you can get it. That's okay. Now you know it's there. You can do something about it. You just need to be strategic. It's wonderful to go for things with a childlike, carefree attitude, but drawing this card suggests that you need a proper plan as well. Leave the past behind. You may need to move through the clear and criticism someone has made of you, which has somehow burned itself into your brain. You have work to do. Yeah, criticism and stuff like that can be like our biggest blockages when we are trying to achieve things, because sometimes we don't even realize how we replay other people's opinions of us over and over and over again, and we don't even realize that we're doing it, and we don't even realize that it's not us. You know, it's like maybe like when you were younger, someone told you that you're really bad at this, or you're bad at everything and you can't do anything right. Like obviously they were just being a hater and they were like not in a good mindset, you know, and stuff. And so it's like you may have, this is just an example by the way too, you may have like adopted this mindset that you're just bad at everything, and like you don't even want to try, or you don't even want to try hard, or you don't even want to achieve, or you don't even want to make that plan that like exceeds your own expectations, because you're like, what's the point? I'm just bad at everything and I'm gonna fail. You know what I'm saying? This is that energy of like, that's not true. You need to question that. And a lot of these like fears and anxieties and things like that, if it specifically comes down to your abilities, what you're able to get, what you're not able to get, what you're able to do, there's a definite message of needing to question that. As in like, that's not true. Like you're like, my mind is telling me this, but I don't have to believe that. I don't think that that's true, even though it usually comes with like feelings and strong attachments and maybe even a strong emotion. It can be quite convincing. But in this case, this whole reading is telling you it's not true. This whole reading is telling you that there's a reason why you need to push through any sort of obstacles or challenges and persevere in this, because you're creating amazing changes for yourself. And with the karma at the bottom, that's the beautiful thing, is that you do reap what you sow. So the seeds that you plant now, as long as you nurture them, you know, you will get something out of it. That's literally how it works. That's how the universe works. That's how it works in like physics and things like that. Like all of that can reflect the same thing of like what you put out. You know, you will get something, or there will be a reaction, is another way to kind of word that too. Now I want to read this new moon. I guess I should put this here because I'm not sure if you can see it. So now we're going to see what the new moon in Aquarius message is for you. Big changes are forecast, but you need to let events unfold with as little steering as possible from you. Sometimes you need to take a bit of space between a person or a situation. If you know you've been too emotional about someone or something, this card offers you a chance to cool things down. A rational, even slightly aloof assessment of your current circumstances is called for. Allow for things to develop. Try to think of your situation from a different angle. You know, like, I kind of like this message too, in a way of like, almost like try your best to detach from certain things. Like this could also be like the past things that we were just talking about, like past attachments, old beliefs, things like that. But also sometimes when we're trying to create something and we're holding on so tightly, and we just have these really tightly wound expectations that can do more damage too. Like, try your best to find a balance of creating, planning, doing, and then also in like the energetic sense, releasing, letting go, like, you know, also trusting that the universe is helping you and stuff like that too. So it is kind of like a bit of a tightrope sometimes, and this is something that you're learning. I'm hearing this is something that you're learning. It could be that wisdom as well and stuff, like learning when to go, learning when to let go, learning when to push, learning when to pull, but also in like the energetic aspects, like when we want something so very desperately, it clouds. It can also like be like a little bit of a blockage too. And I'm hearing from Spirit that this actually kind of all stems back to the belief that you can achieve, you can change, you can make this happen. Like, once you have that like inner knowing, or you just keep reminding yourself of that over and over again as many times as you need to, it will allow you to kind of loosen up a little bit, to go for things, to not worry that every little hiccup or every little obstacle is actually a sign that you shouldn't do it, or you're gonna fail and stuff like that. This is your sign. Obviously, that's definitely not the case here. Okay, I really want to grab that deck, and I wish my intuition would have told me this sooner so I didn't have to go, but just give me 1 second, guys. Oh, I just realized you can't really see that well. Oh, well. It is a good thing at least I knew exactly where it was at, so that's definitely a plus. Okay. So tell us more about what Pile 1 needs to know about these changes. What will help Pile 1? Ooh, look, we have wisdom again, which is literally like the wise one. And that's really similar to like the Ace of Pentacles. I believe I have a deck where the Ace of Pentacles is literally like the Ace of Pearls too, because it's like a jewel, right? And so that's like exactly kind of like what we were talking about, or what I was kind of seeing with this, is that this wisdom is actually a gift. The things that you're learning, the things that you're going through, whether they may kind of suck or be challenging, like this is something that is going to be a great tool, and actually like almost like a treasure for you eventually, like, and to help you with these changes as well. And when the changes come is what I'm hearing. It's like you'll know a lot more now. Follow your bliss. Ooh, I love that. This definitely gives me signs of like you guys are definitely pursuing something, or even if it's just you want something better in your life. Like it's definitely like you may be tired of the way things have been going and you really want some sort of change here. And Spirit's saying that, you know, your intuition is leading you, and it's not leading you down the path of dread to where you're gonna, you know, to do something you hate all the time. Sometimes in life, yes, we have to do things that we don't like. You know, that's just how life is. But for the most part, if you are somebody who is pursuing like a creative endeavor, or, you know, you've been wanting to open that business, start that channel, you know, do that thing, whatever it is for you. And if it lights you up, then it's meant for you. If it's something that you truly want, you can have it, you know? And then it kind of feels like that, like we were talking about, that there's steps to this. So you're still learning as you go. And there's things that are happening within you that you're kind of releasing as well. Like you're transmuting and you're able to make room. And it just feels like this is a divine purpose and a divine process for you. So when you think about it, like this is all just a part of your process. This is all just a part of your story. this is all actually meant to help you in the end. Although that may be hard to accept sometimes when we're like dealing with a bunch of BS. But it's like that perspective shift that we were seeing before too. And there's just very important things that you're learning with this wisdom here that are going to be 100% needed and 100% necessary for you. Any sort of like limiting beliefs, things that are holding you back, this is what you are changing. This is what you are letting go. This is what you are opening up to. And it kind of feels like even in this image here, there's like the road and then there's like the sun. And weren't we looking at, it was this image too of like the clouds with the sun. So it kind of feels like you're on the way to this. And so maybe that's just something you need a reminder of as well too. Like you're already on the way to these changes. And you are in the process of creating these changes for yourself. And opportunities are going to show for you when it's time too. Sometimes we want everything to be changed. We want everything all at once. And Spirit's saying that this is something that is step by step for you. And the things will appear, the things that you need will appear for you when you are ready for them. My stomach just made a really weird noise. Of course, right when it gets dead silent, my stomach wants to like act up. That's funny. So yeah, and let's do one more message here for you. And we're going to do this one from the guidebook too. So what is one more message about these changes here for... I love this so much. It's better than you can imagine. Oh my gosh, so this is perfect. Bottom of the deck, we have breakthrough too. Oh, so the bottom of the deck can often sometimes be like what we don't see coming or things that we're not able to see. And this could be like some sort of breakthrough. And it could have to do with your perspective since there's an I here too. But it kind of feels like, you know, it could be anything. And also this is the number 29, which always makes me think of 29 degrees in astrology, which is actually a critical degree. And it's when it's right before a planet is going to cross over to the next sign. And it is kind of like an accumulation of everything that, you know, we were meant to learn, or like everything that kind of happened with that planet in that sign and how it affected your chart. Like when it hits the 29 degrees during the transit, it's kind of like sometimes things can get a little crazy, it feels like, or things can get a little tense or intense and stuff. And that's just because you're right on the precipice of moving forward into that change. Actually, that's not a great analogy because the 29th degree crossing over is the change. So like, I know a lot of you guys are into astrology, but if you're not, just break it down. So like say you have like Jupiter and it's 29 degrees in Pisces. This is transit, right? I don't know why I wouldn't do a current transit, but hey, we're just going to go with it. So 29 degrees in Pisces, right? And it's crossing over the threshold to enter into that 0 degrees of Aries. So actually going from Pisces to Aries is a complete restart. That's like the astrological new year too. And I would even argue and say that transit going from Pisces to Aries is one of the most felt energetically. Like sometimes, you know, the planets cross over and you can't really feel it and stuff, but like specifically too, like the sun, when the sun moves from Pisces to Aries, like you can feel the energy shift here too. And so that's quite interesting. Okay, but I want to read this one because this talks about exactly like what you would think, right? Better than you can imagine. That there's things happening for you. Like if you look at it as you're the little baby, you know, in the womb or being incubated, you know, and your perspective is quite limited, right? Because you're growing in here. But there's all of this happening out here for you that you're not able to see yet. But once you're developed, once you're ready, once you get to that stage, you will. And it's probably better than you can imagine, specifically the 9 of Swords coming through. Sometimes our mind doesn't imagine the best thing or the best case scenario, specifically if it doesn't seem to all be happening for us at once, or if it doesn't seem to be working, or we just can't see it, right? That doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. Oh, the breakthrough card is the lizard brain, and that is about perspective. Okay, the dragonfly. Before dragonfly becomes her most authentic self, she spends about 4 years underwater as a creepy little nymph creature. The dragonfly nymph has no comprehension of her greatness. How could a creature that lives underwater even remotely fathom that there existed an atmosphere she had no perception of, which she would not only live in, but fly in as well? Dragonfly brings a sacred message about your belief in your future self. She says your perception of reality is quite limited and naive, and your image of your future self is incredibly narrow, and that's okay. Just be aware of this. If you have a dream, Dragonfly is telling you all you have to do is work on it, and life will do the rest for you. Don't try to figure out what it's supposed to look like with your limited perceptions. Don't look at setbacks as the end of the world. They were meant to happen to propel you and stretch you. Just keep working on your dream, and life will create something so much bigger than you have the ability to currently understand. Dragonfly's medicine teaches you to first surrender your need for something to be like the limited view in your head. Second, have absolute trust that life will deliver something greater. Third, be patient. Last, get excited that something bigger than your dream is destined for you. Guys, that was so freaking perfect. Like, that really summed up this whole reading, like, excellently. Like, to a T. I love that message. It was like everything and then some, just like these changes are going to be for you. But yeah, so the lizard brain is also like our mind's perception that holds us back, right? And I think that's also like maybe like what these past things are coming up for, like the past perceptions of us, the things that we've been through before. You know, they're meant to keep us safe. They once served a purpose, and they're still trying to serve a purpose, but all they do sometimes is limit us, limit our perception, and we can only see what we've gone through or where we're at right now. And this is a great reminder that there's so much more. There's literally like an eye out there. The all-seeing eye or awareness, or just a whole nother perception to be seen that you haven't experienced yet. And I think that's so beautiful for actually a reading being about what's changing for you. The changes seem to be better than you could even predict. And if you want to make predictions, like if you are doing something or you're trying to achieve something or you're working for something, predict like the highest possible outcome for yourself. And you may even excel that too. You never know. Hey, you never know. But I am going to leave this reading here for you. So thank you for being here, Pile 1. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. Thank you to all of the support I get for the channel as well. It means so much to me, and I just appreciate every single one of you. I appreciate the people who like. I appreciate the people who comment. I appreciate all of my subscribers. I just have so much love in my heart for all of you. And I love redoing these readings for you. So I just love that you allow me to, and you guys want to see more. It really means a lot. So thank you. And that's pretty much it. If you're not subscribed and you want to see any future readings, past readings, present readings, they're all timeless. So if you want to check out any of the readings that I have on my page, feel free to do that now if you want to, of course. If not, no worries. Maybe I'll see you another time. Maybe I'll pop up on your feed when you need it the most. Who knows? But either way, I just hope to see you there. Bye. Hi Pile 2, welcome to your reading. If you chose this card or the brown leaf, this is your reading on what is going to be changing for you, or what changes can you expect in your life at the time that you're coming across this reading. So speaking of that, this is a timeless reading. Whenever it finds you is when it's meant for you, okay? Also, take what resonates. This is a general reading, so not every single detail may fit with your situation or resonate with you, and that's okay. That doesn't mean that it's not meant for somebody else. So just take what's for you and leave whatever doesn't fit for others. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are comfortable, relaxed, and ready and open to receiving some messages today. I'm pretty excited, so let's go ahead and begin. First things first, I'm just going to set the intention and invite spirit in. Then we're going to pull maybe 1 or 2 cards from this deck to get the overall energy of like what's changing or what these changes are, and then we'll get deeper with the tarot, and then we'll kind of go from there. I'll grab whatever oracles or any information that we feel fits from then on. Okay, so that's the breakdown. Let's go ahead and begin. Spirit, if you could please tune me in to my pile 2's collective energy and the collective messages here for pile 2. If you can please show me in pile 2 with the most clarity here, what changes can they expect? What is going to be changing for them, and any other information that they are needing to hear, whether that be advice or things that hinder them or anything along the lines of these changes. Can we present this to my lovely pile 2s in this reading? Thank you, Spirit. My intention is this reading to give you some sort of clarity, okay? So let's go ahead and begin. So what is the overall energy of these changes here for pile 2? What are these changes, Spirit? What are these changes for pile 2? Ooh, handshake. A meeting with a stranger could be important. Okay, so there's somebody new coming into your life. I'm excited to see that. This obviously feels like something that's very destined. And like it says, very important. There could also be, for some of you, some information that you receive from, whether that's somebody online or just somebody that you can come across that gives you some sort of information that can really help you or like resonates with you. But yeah, there's definitely somebody new coming into your life. Tell us more, Spirit. What is the overall energy of these changes? Ooh, crib, birth or conception of a child or enterprise. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have muddled and unclear thinking. This makes me think too of like birthing a new life. Now, don't get me wrong, for those of you that may be looking for your person or wanting a connection and wanting to have kids and things like that, this could definitely be that sign that you may meet that person pretty soon, you know, and that could be something that is definitely a huge change in your life. If you are pregnant right now, for some of you, that could definitely be like there's big changes afoot when it comes to your life because of this. But I want to say on a more general note, when we think of like, it says birth or conception of a child or an enterprise, this could just be like a rebirth for you, or like stepping into completely new experiences. Like you may be meeting new people, you may be starting something new, you may be like quite literally experiencing these changes. Could be like it's just new energy for you. I just heard like vitality, so like maybe there could be like a boost in energy for you. Maybe areas of your life where you're feeling discontent, boggled down, dissatisfied, maybe bored, or you are just craving some sort of change in those areas of your life, could be very significant. Like there could be a reason for that here too. Like you could be in the process of creating the changes to where you feel more freer, to where you have more opportunities, to where you're able to go out and meet new people and things like that. It kind of feels like there's a lot of different things here for this pile. Like it feels like a clean slate. It kind of feels like, I want to say almost too, like out with the old and with the new. And it just feels like fresh energy. So if there are people or circumstances or anything like that that have been kind of leaving your life like recently or maybe in the past, just know that that's for a reason. And like anything else, you know, it's bound to get replaced with something better or something different here too. Oh, bottom of the deck. Oh, we have vulture. Oh, yeah. Okay. So bottom of the deck, we have yoke, feeling tied down or frustrated. This makes me think of the areas of your life where you felt quite stuck. You know, like even if it's just day to day, or like we were talking about, you felt like discontent you want more. Maybe you're craving more from life. Maybe you want to meet new people. Like maybe you want to go out and experience things, create, you know, and stuff like that. It makes me feel like this is that time for you. Maybe for some of you, you've kind of been going through like your own sense of like deep transformative energy, or even if it's like isolation to where you've kind of spent a lot of time on your own, or just in the same energy, surrounded by the same things and the same people, and it's causing you at this point to feel tied down. It's causing you to feel like, almost in a way, like it's time to change. It's time to experience something new. It's time to step out of that. That could be a sign for this as well, that those changes are coming. We have vulture here, which is depression, anxiety, worry that something is working against you. For some of you, you may be getting a sense of relief as well, a sense of relief on your path of like, okay, this is actually where I'm meant to be. Okay, maybe like that, those things that I was worried about, you know, they are kind of working out. This kind of feels like a sense of relief here, especially with this new energy, and then like this energy here too. The vulture can also represent when we are going through transformations and like all of those old things are dying, those old parts of us are dying, or the old parts of our life are dying, and the vulture comes through to clean it up, the last little bit, right? And it sometimes it can represent like tough transformations too, because vultures can represent the things that, the jobs that we definitely don't want to do, maybe the experiences sometimes that we don't want to experience in that sense. And so things are finally going to be changing for you. I love this. It feels quite exciting. It feels new. It feels like anything could happen, like the possibilities. Like I don't want to sound too like cliche or anything, but that's what it feels like here. So maybe a sense of excitement here too. Let's get the tarot and let's really see what's going on. Oh, look at the bottom of the deck. We have the Seven of Wands. And this Seven of Wands in particular, you can tell that this person feels quite isolated. They feel quite alone. They're like the only one. They're trapped in this glass. So maybe if you felt trapped in your certain circumstances and you have been wanting more and you have been wanting to experience more, this is something that is going to be changing for you. So I would say that's pretty good news. Let's see what comes out for you though. So Spirit, what can you tell us about these changes here for my pile 2? Let's get as much information as possible for them. Thank you, Spirit. What is going to be changing here for pile 2? I just heard eventually. We have the Six of Crystals, which is the Six of Pentacles in here. I'm going to show you the card. I just felt really drawn to look at every like little detail here. We have like the little pretty butterflies. There's a door here. There's two hands coming up, which kind of represents the give and take of the Six of Pentacles. But there's also somebody there with smiling that has like their own little batch. Interesting. This Six of Pentacles can represent like a new attitude too, like wanting more from life, wanting to do more, wanting to give more, wanting to receive more. That's what I'm picking up on, like almost like a new attitude, something shifting in that sense. Maybe you want more from life and you're like, okay, what am I going to get from it now? Let's see. We also have the Eight of Pentacles. Maybe for some of you, you've been doing things online, whether that's an online business or you've been talking online. Oh, look, there's the Ace of Pentacles in this card, in this deck, in this card on here. And what is this one? I can't see. So another one of crystals. Oh, 10 of crystals. These are like achievements, I think. It's like, oh, okay, so we have the spider here, the little web in the corner. I love decks like these that just give a bunch of like little imageries. We have the spider here with the web that represents creation, right? With the 8 of Pentacles, us creating something, us working on something. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles in this card as well, which represents the seeds being planted versus the outcome, the end game, you know, the full accumulation of this. So if you have been working on something and you have been planting seeds, it could be in business, it could be your life in general, those things are growing and you are able to achieve that. So that could be something that's changing too. You're going to start seeing your efforts pay off. We also have these like cracks in here with the flowers that are growing through the cracks. So it kind of makes me think too, there's a message of, despite what your circumstances currently look like right now at this current time, you are growing, you are developing, you're quite able to evolve no matter what it may seem or what your current circumstances are feeling like or looking like. There's definitely growth here. Another thing about this is that this is the I believe this is the creator of this deck, and it's like a picture of them at home working on this deck. Oh, and this card right here is the Magician card for this deck as well. I've had this deck for a while, if you can't tell, so I know what the cards look like. But and the Magician card is, you know, our manifestations, our personal power, you know, us knowing that we have all the tools that we need to create the life, the thing, the achievements, you know, that we want. And so there's lots of little cues here. I love that. So that's quite interesting. So, you know, another thing too with the 6 of Pentacles and the 8 of Pentacles, it kind of makes me think of anything that you've been putting effort into, anything that you've been putting out and stuff. If it kind of feels like it's been, I want to say like almost like you're doing charity work here, like those things do come back to you, and you are gonna start achieving certain things here as well. Like you could be getting more hopeful on your journey here too, in that sense. You have the 4 of Wands too, yeah. Okay, let's get some more cards out and then we'll talk about it. I felt like I needed to go in on that card. And I'm glad I did, because as long as I've had this deck and I'm able to recognize these cards, I swear to you, I've never noticed any of that in the 8 of Pentacles. And I'm like, wow, that's actually really cool. Okay, so what can you tell us about these changes? We have the Queen of Pentacles here. And there's like an opening of the threshold there, the door. Beautiful. We even have the leaves here that represent the seasons changing. Kind of looks like the leaf that you chose. What is changing here for pile 2? I want to get all the cards out, and I kind of want to hurry now because I want to start talking about the deeper messages. We have the 2 of Pentacles, which this card can represent actually literally change. And I'm drawn to the hummingbird right there too. Okay. So clarifying the 6 of Pentacles here. We have the 9 of Swords. Clarifying the 8 of Pentacles here. We have the 8 of Swords. Oh, an 8, clarifying the 8 too. Clarifying the Queen of Pentacles. Oh, I just realized this whole top row is all pentacles too. So that's the earth element. So we also have very strong Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus energy coming through too. But this could be about like, there could be physical changes, like things that you've been putting effort towards, or if you've been wanting to like physically change like addresses, like move, or like there's just a lot of things happening in the physical rather than just the mental, just the emotional. It's like things are going to start showing up in your reality, which I think is really cool. Oh, look, there's that Magician card that we saw right there too. Okay, so clarifying the Queen of Pentacles here. We have the 3 of Cups. And clarifying the 2 of Pentacles. What is going to be changing here? we have the Page of Wands. That's very interesting that we have the Page of Wands, which can represent joy as well. It can represent like excitement or like that little like childlike wonder that lights us up. And I was really drawn to the hummingbird in this card too. So one of the things is that maybe you're able to balance more. You feel like you're in a better position in your life, or you're just choosing to balance, you know, the responsibilities that you have and the priorities, but you're also giving yourself some time and experiencing things that are fun, experiencing things that are joyful for you as well. Maybe you're just starting to enjoy the experience a little bit more, you know, as like crazy as that sounds sometimes. Like, what? You're enjoying your life? Because maybe, you know, hey, call me crazy, but maybe we're meant to enjoy our life sometimes. Maybe it's not meant to be all hard work and stuff. Maybe we're meant to play and experience things and have fun with people and stuff like that. But hey, you know, call me crazy. No. But no, seriously, we have the Three of Cups here too, which can represent joy and experience too. They're literally having like the time of their life. In this imagery here, they're at the beach. It kind of feels like you've really are starting to see the different side of things in your life, in this experience. So, you know, the Six of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords, there's been a lot of worry about what's going to happen for you. Like, you know that you're able to do things, and like, well, you know, the things that you put out and stuff like that, but are you really going to get anything back? Is the universe going to repay you? Are you know, there's a lot of like anxiety around basically just the things you're going to receive. That could be on multiple different levels too. Like, yes, we have lots of pentacles, and we have the, you know, the Eight of Pentacles, which could represent your work and finances and like all of that stuff. But maybe you're kind of just wondering if like in this life, like, are you going to receive the things that you put out, like the love that you put out, the things that you want, you know, like, are you going to be able to get that? You may sometimes be questioning that. And the Nine of Swords can represent, sometimes our thoughts can not be our best friend. Like, maybe you can fall into the cycle of worrying about it, or wondering if it's ever gonna happen, or like maybe there's things that you do or are worried about, and you stay up like late at night and you're kind of stressed about things, and you just want to receive, and like it doesn't even feel like you're asking for the world. It kind of just feels like you're asking for the things that you give, like this equal give and take with the Six of Pentacles. And what I mean by that is, you're like, I know that I am a good lover. I know that I'm willing to do this. I know that I can put this effort out, but will I get it back? Like, it kind of just feels like these are just the anxieties of life. And I'm here to reassure you that there is a shift in this perspective coming from you. The Eight of Swords in reverse is us kind of coming out of this sense of being trapped, and realizing that there are things we can do about this. There are things we can do about our circumstances that make it to where we can get out of a situation, right? We can pull through. We don't have to stay in this energy forever. Like, we will start to be more motivated. We will start to do better, and we will actually start to see these things. We will start to see these things accumulate in our life because of our efforts. So if anything is holding you back, specifically in regards to your efforts, or even like your wants and things like that, the changes that are happening for you is you're going to start going for it. You're going to start moving in that direction, and you're going to start believing that, you know, your efforts are worthwhile, even if it's just the efforts that you put into yourself, or like if you have a family or things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you will start to get the help that you are asking for. You will start to see the results that you are wanting. It just feels like you're moving. It feels like there's movement here, and it feels more hopeful, specifically with that Eight of Swords. And I think you're going to start seeing things and seeing yourself in a way that's you're more capable. The Queen of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. Another message with this too is that one of the things that's changing within you is your standards for yourself and who you allow around you. It kind of feels like you've learned lessons about what it is that you feel like you deserve, and that's really important here. And you may be attracting people that align with that, and you may be able to see who aligns with that and who doesn't, and, you know, pick and choose. With the Three of Cups, you may be entering a new friend group, or you may be introduced to new people. Like it says, we literally have a handshake meeting with new people, you know, whether if this is from your job or just in general. And so there could be like funner times ahead. But the Queen of Pentacles is somebody who definitely knows their worth, and they know that the people they keep are definitely a representation of them. And so you may be elevating your friend group, or even like your romantic partners, or you may be getting out there and dating and stuff like that. You could also be like with the computer in this, I could also see like maybe you want to like explore like different options. So you may like do like a dating site or something like that. And this sense of self and the sense of worth that you've accumulated is going to be very helpful in weeding out any of the people. So you may actually just be getting out there and meeting new people, which is really cool. For some of you that you are working on things in like in your job and finances, it's going to start to get better with the Eight of Pentacles. You know, it is going to start advancing and things like that. So with the Queen of Pentacles, you may actually have more money in this next phase with these changes, to where you can actually go out and have more fun. Like if you felt very like stuck and like maybe like with your finances or your certain situation to where you can't like go out when you want to, or like maybe like we were saying, like you felt quite isolated and things like that, this is something that's going to be changing for you. It looks like you're going to be stepping out into and getting out there, maybe putting yourself out there, or at least hanging out with people, having more fun, doing more stuff that you want to do, like we were talking about, enjoying your life, you know. And then like we said, with the Two of Pentacles and the Page of Wands, it looks like you're going to be prioritizing your wants, your needs, your joys, what lights you up, what makes you happy. That's something that's very important to you. Of course, you're not going to completely like F off all of your other things too. It feels like you've been able to find a nice balance, a nice ebb and flow of like, you know, your priorities, your set list, your to-do list and things like that. And you're able to also prioritize yourself, your fun, even maybe your like relaxation, or just whatever feels good to you in that time. And you're learning to ride the waves of life as well through your different experiences, maybe even through past experiences and things like that. It kind of feels like you're like, okay, I know that sometimes life can get a little much, it can get a little chaotic, but I know that every time I make it through, now I just know I got to stay focused and I got to do what I got to do until we ride this. There's like a wave in the background, until we literally ride this wave out. And then it goes back to, you know, enjoying. Like it's like you have more of an anchor through the experiences, the ups and the downs and things like that. But I love all of this new energy. This just brings me back to this, like so much new experiences, like you're going out, you're meeting new people. Hey, like I said, maybe even a baby on the way, if that's something you want. If it's something if you don't want, then wrap it up. No. But maybe I want to say too, I was going to say maybe you're just really fertile, but I'm also picking up on like Empress energy. This could be a really fertile time for you. So anything that you're wanting to create right now, you have the ability to create it. And with that Eight of Swords in reverse and the Eight of Pentacles, you're definitely seeing that, you're doing that, you're actively doing that. You're not holding yourself back so much anymore, and you're not letting your mind or your fears or anything or your ego kind of run the show. You're doing it, okay? And I love these changes for you. I want to get one of these messages from the book to see. What is some advice or anything? Oh, Master Manifester, number 10, which is like the Wheel of Fortune, the card that you chose. What is some advice from this book for these changes that pile 2 should hear? Spirit, what is the message from this deck? Just trust. Oh, crap. Oh, wow. Okay, we're not going to read all of these, but we're going to take a look to see what popped out for you. Ooh, bottom of the deck, you're about to shine. Love that. Okay, so the one that popped out first, we have Just Trust, which we were talking about the little growth These are like the same little sprouts. Sorry, I'm going to hold it up. I hope it's clear. Do you see the little sprouts? Synchronicities. But like the Just Trust, this being the Mole card, one of the changes I feel like is coming to you too, you're going to have more of a sense of direction. Here, the Mole is blind, right? And it trusts that it's going in the right direction. It trusts its other senses as well. But sometimes this card is just a reminder that we can't see everything that's happening for us, but there is stuff still happening, right? And we're still going in that direction. So maybe this is like also a message of like renewed faith in the process, renewed faith in the universe, and just in your journey as well. I love this, that we have victory. And we have the little goggles here too. I believe this is a hawk, which represents a higher perspective too. And then we have, oh, it's in you. Okay, this makes a lot of sense now. One of the changes too that's happening is your own sense of self-discovery, and you're overcoming a lot of challenges that are things that are happening within you. Now, it's in you represents the journey and the strength and the important prizes within us that we find, but the way I'm trying to explain it is like, you can't just reveal those things without having to go through the process. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you've realized that you've had this strength, you've had these abilities, you've had these changes within you all along, right? But it took you going through your own process in each stage to discover it, to realize it at the same time. So it's not just all for nothing, if that makes sense. Like, and you're discovering things about yourself that are very, very, very vital and very important. And it looks like, you know, you are about to shine. Also, things could be coming to light here as well. But I want to read, this was like the advice kind of here for these changes. So I want to read the Just Trust for you. Oh, right. When I open it, we have the Master Manifester too. And there's a spider. The spider is relevant in this card as well. So another synchronicity, but let's go to the Mole, number 32. Mole not only sees poorly, but also hears and smells poorly too. The one ability he can rely on to guide him where he wants to go is his sensitivity towards vibrations. This is why Mole comes to teach us the medicine of absolute trust. Even in the darkness, when you receive this card, it is a tremendous confirmation that you will find what you seek. Not only will things work out, but they will also be better than what you can fathom with your current understanding of reality. Right now, it is of the utmost importance to have unwavering faith, even if you do not see proof of any progress. Go forward. Do not aim for perfection, because it will only block you from success. Do what you intend to do, even if you may feel scared. Something that deeply resonates with your heart is awaiting you. The image of sapling in the card represents your stage in the game. Okay, we're going to continue this. But yeah, one of the things too with the 8 of Swords in reverse and the 8 of Pentacles upright makes me think of like anything that you've kind of been fearing, you're pushing through, and that's going to be changing. And then eventually those fears are going to get smaller and smaller, and you're going to conquer them, and they're going to diminish, and you're not going to have those limitations anymore, you know, with patience and progress as well in your own time and stuff like that. But yeah, so if there has been like fears or anything basically of the mind with the 9 of Swords and the 8 of Swords, like holding you back mentally, you're really being guided to push through that, because the changes that you want are quite possible, and it feels like they're on the other side of that, and you're like on the precipice of that too. So I just wanted to say that before we... Okay, so the image of the sapling in the card represents your stage in the game. You have no idea if you will blossom into the great oak, the poetic rosebush, or perhaps the majestic redwood, but something profound is meant for you, and you must withstand the waiting game. You must see your wish without seeing it, hear your desire without hearing it. You must be your fullest self without even knowing what that looks like and feels like. What you want also wants you, but you must walk toward it with steadfast conviction. That reminds me of Rumi. What you're seeking is also seeking you. And then there's another Rumi quote that says, when you walk the path appears. So the more you walk down the path, it will quite literally appear. And you will, have what you need, see the next steps. You might, see a new sense of direction or feel your way through, but it will show itself to you as long as you're going down the path. This card is mighty confirmation. Feel a breath of relief and get excited. Mole's medicine is simple yet deep. His medicine is letting you know it is safe to trust. It's going to happen for you. Oh, it's safe to trust. I love that. This is definitely due to I think this yoke energy, all of these feeling tied downs, frustrations, all of these things just not happening. It's a beautiful message of all of this is going to be dissipating. We even have reconciliation under here too. There could be parts of yourself, long lost parts that you're reconciling with, that are helping you grow in the end. Okay, one more card from the deck and then we will do our little exit. What is some advice here, Spirit, for pile 2 with these changes? What is some more advice for my pile 2s to leave on when it comes to these endeavors and these changes for them? Full moon in Libra, find a balance. That's kind of what we were seeing too with this, of finding a balance of joy, play, work, even with when you're stressing too. That's the thing with the 6 of Pentacles and the 9 of Swords. If you're all stress, you need to kind of find a balance of hope too. Just remind yourself, correct yourself when you're feeling very down or the anxiety is getting the best of you and things like that. Do your best to remind yourself that there's a whole nother there's a whole nother outlet, there's a whole nother possibility that your mind isn't really showing you at this time, and you can be the one to take charge and to just remind yourself, hey, this could work out. Hey, my fear could actually be lying to me. Hey, that's actually not true. What my mind's saying. And you will be very surprised on how much you actually get proven right in that sense versus the other. So bottom of the deck here, we have the last quarter moon in Pisces, talk less, feel more. I feel like feeling more is in working through things, allowing yourself to feel it, because you're almost releasing it with this full moon here too. So let's see what this one says. Okay. Find a balance. Focusing on your own wants and needs is understandable. We all need to look after ourselves. However, this card suggests you need to find a balance between what you need versus what someone else needs. Walk a mile in their shoes. Once you understand where they're coming from and why, you can take action. If you've been through a worrying time, including regarding your health, this card reminds you to find the right people for help. Make up your own mind about your situation rather than being influenced by others. Ooh, even if it's influenced by your own mind too, kind of we were just talking about that, taking charge and you deciding and you saying hey, those worries, those fears, that's not the inevitable outcome. There are things too. And this could also be about finding the balance in your life, finding that that little niche or that thing that works for you in regards to creating these changes. If you feel like you need rest, one day and you're able to get it, then please give yourself that rest. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to burn out. And then when you feel like it's time for you to put in more effort, or it's time for you to do something, to switch something up, do that. Life is all about balance, right? And then we even have the balancing cards. We have 2 cards that actually represent balance in a way. And then we have the Page of Wands here too, which is that excitement, that joy, that something that lights you up. So if you kind of even need sometimes to take space, this may sometimes sound counterintuitive, but if you're like, if you've been going through a worrisome time and you're like, I need to do more, I need to get out there, I need to find this person, I need to do this, you know, like my life is, I'm running out of time and blah blah blah. Sometimes the best thing you can do to like handle that is to just go like do nothing or have fun or do something that just makes you feel good, and then trust that the answers that are coming to you and things are working out for you too. Like it doesn't always have to be so hard, if that makes sense. It says here, remember that we're all co-creating, so get other people on your side by being understanding is a win-win. This is in Libra too, so Libra represents relationships and things like that. So it makes sense on why there's a lot of focus in this about that. Find a balance between your own needs and what you do for others. That could also be like your work too, like what do you need to fuel you and also fuel your life, and trying to keep that in balance is important too. I think we can all kind of use that advice here and there. But oh yeah, and the last message too, I didn't even realize we have the Knight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, like step by step. And that's kind of like how our life works too. Kind of makes me think of the quote that we were just talking about. As you move forward on your journey, like, or on the path appears. The Knight of Pentacles is that slowly but surely getting ahead and taking the steps that you need to take. As long as you're moving forward, you're moving. It doesn't matter what your pace looks like, okay? So I am going to leave this reading here. Thank you for listening. I hope you got something out of it, or maybe if it was just some company in the meantime. Either way, just thank you for allowing me to read for you. Thank you to those who like the videos, who comment, who share your support, or just share any love and support for the channel. It means so much to me, and I'm so grateful for every single one of you. So just thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I can't wait to see you guys in the next reading. If you want to see the next reading or some of the timeless tarot content I have posted, over 200 videos, in fact, feel free to check that out as well. You can subscribe so it's always there, or maybe I'll pop up on your feed whenever you need it most. Who knows? But either way, I'll just see you there. Bye! Hi Pile 3, welcome to your reading. If you chose this Wheel of Fortune card, or if you chose the sunflower here, which this is actually a ring, so I think I might wear it for your reading. But either way, you found the right place. So welcome. Today we are looking at what changes are going to be happening for you, or what changes are going to be entering your life at the time that you're coming across this reading, which could be any time. This is a timeless reading, okay? So it doesn't have to be right when it's posted. It doesn't even have to be a few months. It could be years from now. It does not matter, okay? It's just when it's aligned to you. So other than that, let's go ahead and get started. If you're new here, I usually like to set the intention and invite Spirit in before we begin. So, Spirit, if you could please tune me in to my Pile 3's collective messages and the collective reading for what is going to be changing for them, or what changes are going to be happening for them. May this reading give them as much information on that as possible. May it offer them advice or anything that they're needing to hear, some clarity, or anything along the lines of these changes, even if it's just confirmation for Pile 3. Spirit, can we help them out here, please? And thank you as always. Okay. We're going to first just pull a card or two from this deck just to see the overall energy of these changes. Oops, I already had some stuff popping out. So what is the overall energy of these changes, or this change for my Pile 3, Spirit? What can you tell them about what changes are going to be happening for them? What are they, Spirit? What are these changes? Oh, I had a feeling that for some reason they were going to fall off. Okay, so we have getting together with friends, with dogs. We have the knot here, unsuccessful plans. And then we have the pig here, beware of greed. Bottom of the deck, we have pay attention to your work. There's a few different messages here. This one's like actually coming out again. So I mean, the bottom of the deck energy, there could be a shift in focus from like other areas of your life to your work. Like this could have to do with your finances. You may be wanting to put in more effort in there. There could be some changes very important happening around your work or your work schedule, maybe even your job, depending on the situation for you. This is a general reading, so just take what resonates. And of course, we're going to get more information with the tarot. So with this knot here, it kind of feels like things that didn't work out are going to start working out in your life, but in different ways. And with this pig, beware of greed, I'm feeling like there's going to be some more ease in your life in regards to the things that you wanted, or at least the things that you thought you wanted. I almost want to say, like, it feels like there's something, or maybe even someone, or this could be around work, but there's something that you wanted really, really, really bad at one point in time, maybe even right now. And one of the changes that's happening is you're gonna kind of start to let go of that. And as you let go of that, it may actually turn out that either you receive that thing or something better comes as well. It kind of feels like maybe your perception is changing, but also there's a shift in like you may just not want the same things that you thought you wanted this whole time. And so you in turn could be changing. You could be changing your mind. You could be changing your direction. You could be like workplace, or it's like if you're like something's not working out, you may just be changing that mindset of like, well, hey, maybe it's just not for me. Maybe there's something better. And in return, it kind of feels like you're going to be receiving that. I feel like the overall message with this is there's more ease coming in. Another thing with the getting together with friends, maybe your friend group is changing, or maybe you're just deciding that you want to go out more. Maybe you're deciding that you want to hang out with new people. Maybe you're wanting to get back out there, you know, and just meet new people, see new people, or if you have a specific friend group that is very dear to you, you know, you may be seeing them more, just going out and stuff. But yeah, it kind of feels like also with this unsuccessful plan, your plans quite literally just may be changing. What you, like we said, what you thought you wanted, different things showing up in your reality, maybe like a shift and where you are headed. Like I almost want to say divine intervention, but not really. It kind of feels like this is your mind. Kind of feels like you're changing this. And so you're like understanding, hey, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I don't need it. I don't need this right now. And it's like, it's almost, I want to say it's almost like eerie how it, like that shift is like opening you up. It's very interesting. Okay, let's get some more information. I'm actually pretty excited to see what the heck this actually is about and what are we even talking about here. 5 of Cups and the 10 of Wands. Yeah, you may be releasing situations and things or people that just didn't work out for you, but you're going to be realizing that you didn't need them or even want them all along, and that this is actually better for you. There's like a phone call. This person is crying with the 10 of Wands, like a lot of emotional burdens. 5 of Cups. There's drops. There's crying here too. You could be releasing situations that aren't good for you anymore, situations that just cause you pain or just cause you to feel very strongly in ways that, you know, sucks, or anyone or anything. And with that being said, I feel like the change is onto something better. Any like disappointments or anything like that, it could be changing. And in the end, you know, in your favor. Spirit, what are these changes here for pile 3? What can you tell us about these changes? Oh, also, with all of that crying and stuff and you choosing the sunflower, you know, there could be happier times as well. Like all the things, like anything that you're mourning or just any hardships or anything like that. The sunflower always reminds me of quite literally the sun in tarot. And you know, with that growth, it comes this bright, beautiful sun. It even looks like in the middle, which in real sunflowers, you can see that design too. But this looks like the flower of life in the middle too. So like creation, all of that. And with all those tears and everything, it kind of feels like this bright, sunny energy, maybe like needed, just in the cards, of course. So like there could be a shift in that sense. If you've been grieving, or there's somebody, or maybe you're going through a breakup or something like that, this is actually, your perception of this is changing, and you're starting to see why it didn't work out. Okay, what is changing here for pile 3, Spirit? We have the 2 of Pentacles. What is changing here for pile 3? Ooh, you could be attracting things that you've asked for. This looks like the hands in prayer, right? And then we have the apples, which can represent like abundance and like fruition and stuff like that. If you've been praying for stuff, you're starting to really attract that with this magnet, or becoming very magnetic towards the things that you want. Interesting. What is changing, or what changes are happening for pile 3, Spirit? We have the 3 of Swords. So you're healing. We have the Ace of Swords. Ooh, and the Ace of Wands. I love to see 2 aces coming out together. I always like to see the Ace of Wands come out. Also, in like a change type of reading, this makes me feel like you're getting your spark back. It makes me feel like your priorities are changing. This could also be like that, pay attention to your work, like your shift in focus, the shift in the things that you want are changing. And with that being said, you're definitely healing from certain things. Like I said, some of you could be going through a breakup, or there could be just lots of change happening, or old wounds or things coming up for the 3 of Swords. This is going to be changing you, and you're changing within itself. There's clarity coming, there's breakthroughs coming, and there's also a sense of like renewal, like of your spark. You may start to feel more like yourself again. You may have more energy, you know, you may just feel more inspired to take certain actions, to do things and stuff like that. It kind of feels like for a lot of you, you may be getting out of like a little slump, if that's how you felt lately. But let's get the rest of the cards and then we will start talking about it. We have the 6 of Cups too, yeah. So clarifying the 2 of Pentacles here, Spirit, for my pile 3. What's changing for them? For some of you, there's like an answer that you need coming. So we have the Death card, which can represent quite literal change. I just heard change in plans too. Clarify the 3 of Swords. We have the Devil. So we have Scorpio energy and Capricorn energy very prominent here too. It doesn't have to resonate. Oh, I just realized they're not in the right order, but we do have 1, 2, 3. Which always reminds me of like the next steps. So clarifying the Ace of Swords. We have the 10 of Cups. Clarifying the Ace of Wands. The 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, a lot of you are going to be more inspired to get back to work, or to work on something, whether that's like a craft that you have, or just in general, you're wanting to invest your time and energy in things that you can work on, or things that will benefit you. And you may have spent some time recently kind of spending a lot of energy on things that whether or not you don't have anymore, or like you may have just been going through something like if there's nothing wrong with that too, like whether that's, like I said, a breakup or just a tough cycle or tough situation. Bottom of the deck, we have the 5 of Pentacles. So if you've been feeling inspired to work on your finances, you may be getting out of a tough situation. The 5 of Pentacles can represent hardships, but I'm also getting for some of you too, it can be in other areas of your life, if that makes sense. So I feel like there's big evolving energy with this death card. Like the person is quite literally being shed here, right? And then they're coming out as the butterfly, the beautiful butterfly, which symbolizes transformation. The Two of Pentacles can symbolize, you know, our priorities. And it can also symbolize, it's so funny because both of these cards in a way symbolize change. And so I think that you're almost like on the road to some sort of glow up in your life, in different aspects of your life. Like you're like realizing what it is you truly want, and you're probably going to spend more time and energy with those things and spend less time and energy with things that deplete you, or things that worry you, or even things that you just can't have or you can't control, is what I'm getting. There's a lot of like letting go of attachments here with the Devil and the Three of Swords. There could have been something or someone that you were obsessing over, or like not even just obsessing over, but like you could feel very attached to something that is causing you heartache with this Three of Swords and the Devil. And it kind of feels like that is changing for you as well. It's like out with the old, in with the new. Maybe the biggest thing that's changing here is you. I'm going to be honest. Like, I feel like the biggest thing that's changing is how you feel about yourself and how you feel about your life. And in turn, you really just want the best for yourself at this point in time. And you could just be fed up with anything less than as well. And there's like an energy that you've been in for a while, and it's making me think that your mind is just telling you, like, we can't stay here any longer. Like, there's nothing left for us here in this energy, in this cycle. It's time to move forward. It's time to do better, and it's time to want better. And with the Ace of Swords and the Ten of Cups, you're definitely realizing that happiness is for you and you want fulfillment. And so if there's a situation or a person or a job or anything that at this time is not fulfilling you the way that you want, it kind of feels like your motivation is coming back to almost, I want to say, like move mountains for you to realize that you deserve so much better than this, and it's something that you want to strive for. It's something that you want to climb for. Now with the Ten of Cups and the Ace of Swords, you may just have like an aha moment or a realization that you just deserve a hell of a lot better, whether that's from a situation or just in life in general. It kind of feels like this new idea of like, well, shit, I don't want to keep staying in this energy. Like, I want to be happy and I want to shift my focus, and like, I just want what's best for me, you know, me as in you, obviously. But, and that's why I'm thinking too, like with that pig energy, it feels like your idea of the things that you thought you wanted is shifting. And with the Ten of Cups being here, that's in such a positive way. You're like, wait, I want something that's actually going to make me happy. I want a life that I feel fulfilled in. You know, I want a job where I can make lots of money, or I want to put in effort to where I can, you know, get myself in a situation to where I have the funds to be comfortable or to do what I want and stuff like that. And so with this is the inspiration to get to work on all the areas that you feel unfulfilled in your life. It kind of feels like I said before, a major glow up is happening for you. Yes, it's going to take work and stuff, but it kind of feels like you're shifting from this hardship, cold, icy winter energy into like this fueling hot summer. Okay, I got a fire under my ass energy too. It's like you're almost saying like enough is enough, and I don't want to, like we said, I don't want to stay here in this energy anymore. I don't want to keep going down this path of confusion and stuff like that. It's making me feel stuck. It's making me feel tired. I need more. I need to get out of here. And so in turn, you are creating this energy, but I do want to say it's because of the alignment too. It's because that chapter is closed. The season is over. Now it's time for something new. It's time for new life. It's time for new energy. And actually, this is something that I've been seeing in the collective recently too, myself included. And I think that's actually similar. That has been a message in the other piles here too. It's kind of like things are changing. I even felt drawn to use the little leaves and stuff, you know, which represent seasons and changing. But it's like you are transforming on like all kinds of levels, and you're realizing that you're definitely worth it, and you're worthy of love, and you're worthy of feeling good, you're worthy of feeling stable in your life and your relationships. Like this does feel like all around. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to get, which one do I want to start with? I'm going to go to this one. Metamorphosis. How freaking perfect. That has been happening in like almost all the piles. There's been like synchronicities and they've been like at the bottom of the deck. And all I do is just like shuffle them and I set them down. So, but we have that too. Like, it makes so much sense where I'm like, the thing that's changing the most quite literally is you. And you're realizing what's been keeping you stuck. And you're realizing your own toxic patterns and your own toxic cycles. And it kind of feels like you're facing the truth of yourself, and you're also facing the role that you may play in your own suffering. Like it does feel like very mirroring energy to you, and at first it may be kind of tough, but it's also the energy of like the truth may hurt at first, but it'll set you free type of thing. It's like you're realizing so much about yourself, about what you want, what you don't want, what you truly want, and what you got to do. And it takes effort too, you know? And I love this. It kind of feels like this little spark is getting back for you. You may even start to think of like new routines, daily routines. You may start to think of like new to-do lists or new goals or things like that. Whether that's writing them down or just like telling yourself, we're going to do this, we're going to achieve this, I want this. It could also be, and like I said, this could be in like more areas than one too. Like it could be like your health as well as your finances. And it could be like your love life too. Like if you feel like you need a big change in that. Interesting. So yeah, we have metamorphosis coming up too. So that's just significant change, and it's you that's evolving. So what is the message? I've been reading the guidebook. I just love these guidebook messages with these cards. So what is the message about these changes that pile 3 needs to hear? I just heard stop procrastinating for some of you too. Like if you feel like the time is now or it's go time, definitely start. And you can start anywhere with any sort of changes you want. It could be the smallest of steps. It could be like, or it could be something big, whatever. But you know what I'm saying? Like little steps get you there anyways. Even if it's just like going to bed earlier or waking up earlier, or if it's just saying no to things that make you feel bad about yourself and saying yes to things that make you feel good. Like all of these things are still a part of the process. And I like that now we have the self-love, worth, value, and respect, because it's like your attitude is shifting, your habits are probably shifting, and all of this is starting to, and even your relationships too, and all of this is starting to reflect the love and the respect and the value that you actually have for yourself. But don't shame yourself for any of the process before, because sometimes we got to get into a little bit of, or we need to, I'm not saying you deserved it or maybe even like needed it, but sometimes we have to go through a little slump, or we kind of have to get a little low before we realize something, and then we move up from there, and then we can kind of skyrocket too. So every part of the process is a part of your process. So don't shame yourself for like maybe not realizing things sooner or not doing something sooner, or you know what I'm saying? Like it's your process, right? And there's no real guidelines except for what you truly feel in your heart to do. Everything else is kind of just a comparison. Okay, So I'm going to pick a card then, because none are coming out. That could also be very, like, indicative of this energy too. Like, I just heard like it's time to get started, or I just heard like it's time to get the ball rolling. And so like maybe the push you need is like just within yourself, taking those first steps. So Spirit, what is the message from this deck about these changes that pile 3 needs to hear? One of the big things too is you are healing from past wounds, past traumas, or even a current heartache too. And that's going to be something that helps you and gives you more energy as well. So we have Nourish the Shadow, number 33. Oh, bottom of the deck, we have Actions Lead to Success, which is the dragon. And then underneath that, we have You Are About to Shine, which, another synchronicity, these candles look very identical, and they both have this aura, and it's like this light and this dark. Kind of makes me think of, you know, you can't have light without darkness. You can't shine, you know, without night, or the sun can't shine without night, and stuff like that. Again, just another message that every part of your process is necessary, and you're discovering things as you go. The Actions Lead to Success is a very abundant card. Whatever you put your mind energy into, or like literally action, will lead you to success. And you have a lot of personal power. There's so much power and drive behind this card as well that makes you realize your own personal power. And a lot of the time it takes nourishing our shadow to really be able to fully integrate and to fully be able to see that. It just makes me think of like something like we have to go through the dark sometimes to reach this light. But don't worry, like you will reach this. You will feel this again. Oh, this is number 1 too. So 111. Okay. So nourish the shadow with the jaguar. Jaguar represents the shadow, the subconscious aspects of ourselves we push away. Carl Jung says these aspects usually stem from situations we encountered as children that lead us to feel shame, unworthiness, and abandonment. We then live out these programmed beliefs as adults. Jaguar comes to speak to us about nourishing our shadow. In this image, we see her drinking from the well of wholeness. The well in this image, inspired by Jungian analysis Marion Woodman, is our place of nourishment, the absolute wholeness. Water is where all life comes from. Without it, we have no vitality. Many of us ignore and starve our shadow aspects because they cause us so much pain. We push them away and deeply criticize them. We chain our jaguar shadow and confine her to the furthest parts of the backyard of our minds. She howls and cries for nourishment, yet we still ignore her. In her banishment, because of the lack of love, her power grows as the master of self-sabotage. Ironically, if you would begin a relationship with her, you'd find that she is your greatest asset and leads to fulfilling your life's purpose. Funny that we instinctively banish her. Jaguar's medicine asks you to create a self-talk relationship with yourself and to ride the wave of hurt within. Every time a painful feeling arises, you now must tell yourself, I'm right here to feel this with you. I accept this uncomfortable feeling and I will ride it out with you. I am here to feel this with you. If you do this, the emotion will always detox out and dissipate, leading to a much quicker healing. But you must be strong and endure the pain. Commit to riding the waves of emotion together within yourself. This is the nourishment your jaguar shadow requests. If you witness her, she will start showing you a new and indestructible power within. Your shadow is where your diamond lives. Wow, that's such a beautiful message and so helpful too. And it makes me think of the message before of like you're actually facing a lot of things within yourself that maybe are kind of hard to accept or maybe even hard to fill. And you're realizing that there is no danger and this is in fact elevating you. And there was another message that came through as I was reading it. It almost made me like slip up because I wanted to say it. But there's something about your relationships, like your romantic relationships or maybe your family relationships. But when you adopt this type of integration of the shadow, like when you adopt this ability to sit through the uncomfort, to hear this out, your relationships will start to reflect that as well. Like one of the most important things to have a partnership with is to be able to have those tough conversations, right? To be able to hear the criticism about yourself, to be able to accept certain things, and also to, you know, be able to accept those things in other people and vice versa. And so this could be also setting the tone and the foundation for very strong, very long-lasting relationships in your future or to come in your life as well. And you may start to see that maybe there's people in your past that didn't have the depth for you or didn't have the capability to hold that for you. And that was just a reflection too of what you were holding for yourself at that time. Not to say it was all your fault or you deserved it, but like you'll start to see as you deepen, other things will deepen too. And you're gonna, there's a lot of realizations here. There's also a lot of heavy stuff, but with the heaviest stuff, after that comes the highest, you know, peaks. You get what I'm saying? It's the polarity of life. It's how it works. You experience one end of the spectrum and then you experience the other. And so it just feels like all of this inner work that's happening with you that you're doing is going to be great for all of the things that you actually do want in life. And like I said, those things may be changing. The things that didn't work out, you may start to see because of this for a reason. Like that example, or other things too. Wow. And then like right after, we have the metamorphosis, the butterfly. For caterpillar to become the butterfly she's destined to be, she has to commit to the most ambitious acts of allowing her past self to become annihilated. A radical change is at hand for you as well, as you're asked to step into a fuller version of yourself. Caterpillar says that the cocoon phase is scary and painful, but so worth it. I feel like you've been in the cocoon phase too. That's why we have this energy of like coming out. Yeah, it's scary, but so worth it. Let go of attachments to your identity and outcomes. If something is happening that seems to be impending your dream, the medicine of this card asks you to understand that it's supposed to be like this. Resisting this moment will only slow down your development in the cocoon. Expect change and the demanding labor of metamorphosis. There will be moments of great pain and not believing you can do it. Give loving acceptance to the old, fearful parts that feel frustrated and trapped, but be clear in your understanding that these feelings are an illusion, trying to keep you in the comfort of the known. The old cloak you wore for protection is now ready to be shed. It no longer serves the purpose you once needed it for. Strip away the veils and step into the dark unknown. Your fullest potential. Ooh, that's spooky, but profound. Oh, profound instead right there. You're on the verge of profound transformation. It makes sense. And being asked to live in the end. Keeping in mind the beauty, success, and fullness coming for you. You cannot fully fathom how glorious your future self will be because you know only the life of the caterpillar, but you must be steadfast in your faith. The metamorphosis will be complete soon, and something more profound than your deepest desires is awaiting you. Be strong, little caterpillar. Big change is coming for you. Oh, I love that. I said spooky because I'm like, it gives me like goosebumps almost. And it's a big change is coming for you, on a change of, on a reading base of change, you know? It's just very beautiful. Like I said, profound. Okay, I have one more deck for you, and we're just going to see what is going to help you along the way for these changes. I might see what will help you and what will hinder you. That's what I feel like for you. I'm doing things a little bit differently with you guys. You guys may be doing little bit things differently in your life than you're used to as well. That could also be like a reflection. Okay, so what is helping pile 3 spirit through these changes full moon in Aries, cool your emotions, and the full moon in Cancer, let your fears dissolve. This kind of makes me think of what's helping you is quite literally feeling what you need to feel, like with this full moon, like when things are very heightened. Also, I'm hearing questioning. That's something that's been coming up a lot too. Like your emotions, as intense as they may be, they don't have to dictate what you believe about yourself or what you believe to be true or what you believe is happening for you at this time, especially since you are going through these phases. And the Nourish the Shadow card was literally talking about sitting through the discomfort, right? And that's how you will let your fears dissolve. That's how you will work through these issues, is kind of sitting through this. And when it says cool your emotions, it doesn't mean not feeling them, but it's not acting on impulse or not, maybe even sometimes not believing them, knowing that they probably stem from something within you from the past. Like we read about the childhood, or if you're going through something that hurts, like acknowledging that that just freaking hurts. You know, it sucks. But it doesn't basically dictate anything from your future too. Is something that I think is helpful and important. So it kind of just feels like working through these emotions and allowing yourself to go through this process as well is something that's very helpful. What will hinder you? What will hinder pile 3 from these changes, Spirit? Unleash your kindest self. Judging yourself too much. Being mean to yourself. Being too hard on yourself and too rigid. Unleashing your kindest self is your most compassionate self, and there's no way that being compassionate for yourself will hinder you. Although, you know, there could be like a balance of like, well, maybe, you know, you do need to face some things, you do need to realize something. But even then, I'm feeling like when these emotions of grief or shame or just the change, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like there's a big need to validate yourself and validate your feelings, even if you don't believe them to be true. Like, just like, I know this sucks. I know this is scary, or I know this is tough, or change is hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, kind of like being your own best friend is something, and like not doing that, it would probably hinder you just a little bit, because you deserve the kindness. Like, it's almost like you owe it to yourself at this point. I almost feel like nurturing yourself and like babying yourself, but not babying yourself by letting yourself get away with everything. Like, just looking at yourself and how you feel through like the innocent eyes of a child. Like, you know how sometimes when you go through something, and have you ever just felt like so vulnerable and like in like this space, and you just like almost want to like hug yourself? Have you ever felt like that? Anyways, but those emotions, like those feelings, and that love for yourself too. So just giving yourself some love, being kind for yourself and everything. Bottom of the deck, we have the new moon in Pisces, which says attune to the divine and trust the universe. There's also a level of surrender here that can help you. Whether that's just accepting everything as it is right now and then realizing that things are going to change, or that you're wanting the change too. That can be helpful, and not doing that can also be hindering as well. It can keep us stuck. I want to read, which one do I want to read? I kind of want to read this full moon in Aries one. Embrace the flow of life right when I open it. Let's see. Almost like not acting out of this. Like, if you're with these two cards together, like if you're feeling fear, or you're feeling a really strong emotion that maybe wants you to revert back to, whether that's a person or the old ways of being, sitting with that and letting it work through you, flow through you, could be very helpful. Like, an example of this would be like, say I mean, relationships are kind of are something that comes to mind too, of like wanting to go back to a person, or like wanting something that even if you know it's not good for you. But another example of this would be like, say you want to change your habits, like you want to change your eating habits to be more healthy. You know, you might have like really strong urges to go and like, because you've been eating healthy, to go and like binge a bunch of like unhealthy food all at once. Now, I would argue, you know, the healthiest thing to do is to maybe incorporate some things in balance. You know, you don't have to always be one way. You can have treats and things like that, and you can enjoy them. But in this case scenario, say you're like, right now really wouldn't suit me, but I really want to go and like binge all this food, and I'm gonna ruin all my progress, and I'm gonna feel really bad about myself, but I want this so bad. It's like that, like sitting with that instead of acting on it, feeling the uncomfortable emotions, and then letting it dissipate, letting it flow through you. It may come back, you know, but like that is building such a strong emotional like foundation for yourself, to where you're going to be very strong, very disciplined, and in time that's how you like train yourself to do things. And it's not easy. It takes almost, sometimes it feels like a warrior spirit, but you have it, you know, you're capable of it. And like you can put that example to other things, you get what I'm saying, until they kind of dissipate, until they dissolve. You don't have to act. And if you have an urge, you know, for someone from the past and stuff like that, but again, like, you know that they're not good for you, or you know it didn't work out for a reason, sit with that urge, allow it to work through you, allow it to, you know, to do what it needs to do. Like this nourish the shadow, highlight it, you know, say like, oh, we can feel these uncomfortable feelings together. I'm not going here, like I'm giving you what you want, your nourishment, which is really just to feel, to be seen, and to allow it to pass through. But you don't need that thing, you get what I'm saying? They're just the feelings. And I feel like the full moon in Aries, as somebody with their moon in Aries, that has been like a challenge, you know, for me personally too. I've always kind of, especially when I was younger, I acted on impulse, right? Or like you feel something so fast and so intensely that it's like you can't even wait for it to leave, and you have to act on it, or you have to do it and stuff, and it may is in a way that's sabotaging you, or it may just not be in your best interest. Whereas you learn as you grow the strength and the ability that you don't have to do that, that you can allow things to, you don't have to say that thing, you don't have to, you know, react that way. You just feel what you need to feel. And I also want to validate though, like again, that is tough, especially if you're somebody that feels very deeply and you feel very intensely. It feels like you're almost dying sometimes, like, or there's like an exorcism happening in you. I'm validating that it's not always easy too. So be kind with yourself too. And this is like something like, you know, that it will just benefit you and help you. And so if you fall off the wagon for a little bit, you fall off the wagon, you know, again, beating yourself up is not helping you either, right? So being kind to yourself is something that would actually help you, rather as being mean to yourself would hinder you. Yeah. Phew. Yeah, emotions are tough, man. Heartbreak is tough. I feel you guys on that one, for sure. But other than that, the changes, I kind of want to revert back to the changes that are happening for you are going to be way worth it. And you're capable of creating the change. You're capable of allowing the change, whether that's just surrendering and going with the flow of life, following yourself, you know, spending the effort and the way on the things that you want. All of that, it just feels like for this group, there's so many different possibilities. Like it could be so many different things. For some of you, it could be quite literally everything. Because like I said, the change is coming from you, from within. The call is coming from inside the house, guys. Like you're the one that's changing. And then your mind changes, your actions change, everything. And you're in this process. And you're doing great, by the way. So, okay. Now I think that's a good note to leave it on. So I just want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. I can't wait to see you guys in the next readings. Hopefully I'll see you there. Subscribe if you're not subscribed and you want to see them. If not, maybe I'll pop up on your feed whenever you need it. But I appreciate all of you guys and all of the love that I get too. I'm so grateful for all of you. So thank you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.